First thing Bucs fans want to know today, how is Vita Vea doing? That was a very disturbing scene at the end of the game on Sunday.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like just a bone bruise and maybe a mild MCL sprain. So don't know what his availability will be for this week, but Vita's a very, very tough guy. So he's had a couple of these in the past, and he should know how to deal with it. So, yeah, we got good news on that front.
Richard Sherman goes down before the game during warmups, and outside of the team, it feels like, every team deals with it, but sometimes you feel snake bitten in certain areas. So you have to adjust last second. How jarring was that news before kickoff?
Yeah, it was tough because I thought Sherman was really ready for this ball game, and he had a good week of practice, and I think he would have played really, really well. Obviously, it shortened us because it happened after we put in our inactives. So D. Delaney jumped out there, then he got hurt, and then Pierre Desir finished the game with Ross Cockrell helping out. So, that was it as far as the DBs that were dressed for the game. And, the guys stepped in, they can still play better.
Okay, 11 for 19, Washington went on third down. Two of the failures, I guess you'd call them, they went 2 for 2 on fourth down conversions. I know some of those were very manageable down a distance. However, how alarming is that statistically for your defense?
No, it's terrible. I mean, it's not what we're built on. And obviously we couldn't get off the field, especially in that last 10-minute drive. But the big thing was allowing them to be in 3rd and 1 to 5. Our first and second down defense wasn't good enough.
And then more pre-snap penalties. I know sometimes it feels like a broken record. This is, now you're talking to a man, to an individual. Your concentration, your patience, your knowing what you should do at a certain situation in a game. How disappointing is this that it has continued?
It's truly disappointing. I would have lost my paycheck. The way we practiced Monday through Friday, our attention to detail was outstanding. The energy level was great. And to go out and play the first 12 plays of the game we did offensively, jump off sides and have 2 turnovers, and the same thing defensively, not being able to get off the field in the fourth quarter. Every time we scored, we allowed them to score. And it's very disheartening.
Tom Brady is such a competitor and demands the most of himself. When you have to rotate guys in and out, I'm talking about starting receivers and guys within the games, how difficult is it for a quarterback to maintain that type of comfort with everybody on the roster? It seemed a little difficult at times yesterday, the connections.
Yeah, it was, and it was more of a blocking for him than him trying to find his receivers. We had to do a better job of protecting him, especially early in the ball game. But the guys that the third receiver has to win, and a couple of times that was the option, and they didn't win. So that's something we got to look at.
Yeah, the offensive line has played very well into the middle portion of this season. Did they have a less than stellar game, in your opinion?
I thought our interior struggled this week. Didn't play to their standard. They played. Both tackles played outstanding. We didn't get any pressure from the outside. Most of the pressure was from the inside, and that hasn't happened this year. So it's something we'll look at, and I'm sure our guys will bounce back because the Giants have a heck of a front too.
Back to your defensive line, Vita, is going to miss a little bit of time here, perhaps. Interior line, he's such a big presence on the run stop. What does that do to you guys personnel-wise?
Well, we had a bunch of games last year without him, so Nacho will step in. He'll do a heck of a job. We'll get Steve McClendon back up on the active roster. They'll both do a heck of a job against the run.
And finally, Coach, it seems like every team among the elite group at the top, you guys and the others, they've had their issues at some point in the season. Kansas City just got out of a hole last night. They're back in first place in their division. It happens in football. How difficult is it to get out of this, and what are these guys going to have to do? Plenty of football to play.
Well, I think the big thing for us that we identify is from Friday till Sunday. Monday through Friday, I can't ask any more of them. I mean, they work extremely hard. They practice great. But from Friday's practice to Sunday's game, we got to figure out a way to have more passion and more energy to win.